Hello? Is the spot?
Yeah, you can sit right there.
Yeah.
Didn't you die?
Yeah.
What happened?
Got better.
Okay. All right. Well then, yeah. Hello, everybody. I finally got a spot on this amazing, prestigious, high-class podcast.
Yes.
2 days.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Creepo Depot. Woo!
Yeah.
We're on the show. We're doing the show for reals. It's real good. It's a good show. Today, we got a very special guest. You knew him from that show that we were on a different channel.
Yeah.
I should have probably made like a bunch of things for it, but I never did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really great of Ron Bolio to like buy him a plane ticket to like fly down here.
Yeah, all the way from Clown City, we got versus the Uni.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? What's going on?
How was your plane flight over here?
It was very unpleasant.
Oh.
There was like an old lady kicking my seat from behind.
Oh, an old lady.
Oh,
She was
dude,
very
yeah.
rude.
Yeah, those are the worst.
Usually I get like 2-year-olds, but okay.
She just called me a soy boy or something like
Oh,
that.
that's awful.
I don't know what that is about.
I think that, she's on the way out. I think, I mean, at that point, she probably thought she was already in heaven, so she could just say whatever she wanted.
But like, she's old, but she knows what a soy boy is. So I
Well-
mean, if a granny's that like dankified, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like, racist grannies need to keep up with the racist trends.
But is soy boy really a race? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
vegan is a race.
I mean, I don't know. I was offended when I was called it.
maybe she thought you were Asian and she thought it was like an Asian slur. I don't know.
You know what? That would be the most appropriate thing.
Yeah.
Them Asians ate the soy. That's what the soy boy means. I see them all the time.
Look, at the very least, she didn't call me a bunga or something.
Shh, Ron Bolio doesn't allow that talk on his show.
Dude,
I can
like,
say it on your show all I want, but I can't.
like I know,
bring that
like, yeah, the last guest that said that, like, Ron Bolio was just right outside the studio. He had his brass knuckles on, and he was just like, "Where is he?"
Yeah, I was like, don't worry, boss. Don't worry, I'll just edit that out. I'll probably have to edit the dolphin noise. But yeah, we also got Nathan as usual,
Yo.
and we got Will.
Yeah.
We don't have Will on the show anymore.
What do you mean by that?
We haven't had you on like 8 episodes.
I worked on the last one.
That doesn't count.
Well, fine.
Like, we have to do like this whole quest just to get Will on the show, and
It's not even a quest.
Well, it's mostly just like him and Michael don't get along, so we got the...
yeah, that's the quest.
It's like, do we want Michael or do we want Will?
Wow. Gotta fight for my love.
What did you guys do with the artifact that you found with Will?
Those magic artifacts.
Yeah, the fight stick of plus 10 skill. Like, as soon as we summoned Will, that thing just exploded.
Yeah, I was gonna
And-
go and sell it to the National History Museum, but
Yeah, and like, yeah, as it exploded, we heard, "Damn you, melee players!"
hey, that's funny because Ron Bolio said that we should go and definitely talk about the 6th generation of gaming today.
Oh, dude, yeah, like
That
that
has
Ron
all-
Bolio, that Ron
Yeah.
Bolio.
He-
Bolio, huh?
He's a producer
Yep.
that we didn't make up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just curious, how old were you guys when in the magical year of 2000? So that way our viewers can get a good
2000.
so that way our users can get a good grasp of how old were we when we were playing our PS2s and GameCubes and Xbox.
I'm about to lose all credibility right now
All right.
because I was 1.
You were 1?
What,
Yeah.
you were
Holy
what?
shit.
Holy
Wow.
crap.
Yeah.
How did you even play Melee? Were you just slobbering on the control stick and just like
I don't
kicking
know
as
those
Yeah.
melee
Fox?
players, man. It's,
I mean, he smelled like one.
No, probably better than one because he had baby powder.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I just used my fat baby hands to take the controller.
All right, Will. Time to embarrass yourself.
2000s.
The year
that way.
2000. It was a new millennium, as Will Smith said.
So yeah, that would be put me around 5 years old.
5 years old. Man, you were
Small
like,
children. Small children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Nathan, this is your next.
I was 8 when it came out.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good age.
Yeah, I actually do remember it because that was around the time where they introduced like 10 and up.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That was a thing for a while.
Yeah, it was all like, oh man, I'm 10.
And up.
Going to get these edgy Shadow the Hedgehog
Well,
games.
Shadow the Hedgehog wasn't until a few years later.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I was about 10 years old when, in the year 2000. So I like how we actually had like a nice little gradient slope where we did youngest to oldest. So I wasn't too much older than Nathan, but I definitely do remember getting that stuff in that console cycle. Even though like I probably jumped into it around maybe 2003-ish. I didn't get into like getting consoles when they came out and everything when they came out until when I was a little bit older. But so which consoles did you guys have? I know that I only had a GameCube and I had a PS2. I only played Xbox at my friend Vinny's house. So what about you, Nathan?
I grew up with a GameCube. Like, I didn't get a PS2, mostly because all the other local kids had the PS2, and just, they had a wide spectrum of games, so I'd just go over there and leech off their games.
You just like slither over like some type of animal just in their house.
Yeah, pretty much. I would show up and be all like, hey, let's play Tony Hawk. And they're like, don't you GameCube kids have Tony Hawk? I'm all like, oh yeah.
Well,
I had none.
you didn't have any of them?
Nope.
So you were the super leech?
I was.
You were like the leech that like everybody had. Like you just like walk 2 minutes into the water and Will's attached to you, playing Halo 1.
No, I had let's see. This wasn't back in 2000. This was like later on when I was like 9 years old. So I had a friend who had a GameCube and a PS2, and I would just go over to his house a bunch and we would like play whatever games he had, which was mostly like Zelda games, and then like he had Ratchet and Clank 1, 2, and 3, so that was fun times. And then most rest of the time I was PC, so I was while you guys were all playing
PC Master
like,
Race
all
over
this
there.
stuff,
Yeah.
I was playing StarCraft.
While you were busy playing Sunshine, I was learning Doom.
I was learning Quake.
I thought you were saying like you were playing like Solitaire or something.
That's the actual truth. He wasn't playing Doom or any of the cool games. He was playing fucking Solitaire and Minesweeper.
And I was having the time of my life with my 6-year-old brain.
And Treasure Hunter.
And going on to MS Paint and scribbling a bunch and then pressing the fill-in button.
I mean, who doesn't do that?
That's the best.
Yeah,
No.
I still do that.
Still-
Yeah, I still do that.
What are you, Ringo Starr?
He still
Yeah.
has MS Paint.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have MS Paint. Legit, that's like how I edit most of my pictures. Like the one that's coming up right now. There you go.
Okay.
It's very lovely, very beautiful.
Yes.
It has that thing.
That thing.
That thing.
Oh, this might be a little too graphic to show on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking it down.
Might be arrested for YouTube crimes.
No, Rumbolio goes and bails us out every time. It's
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah,
He-
it's a great system with
Forgot about all
Ronbolio.
that $100 bills he just gives out.
It's like toilet paper to him. I swear to God.
Uh,
So Uni, as a 1-year-old baby,
yeah.
as a 1-year-old baby gamer,
Yeah.
Wow.
what were you playing?
Don't you know he knew how to wave dash at age 1?
It's something all Melee players learn about in early childhood.
Now, well, I don't think I had anything when I was 1. But I do remember when I was 3 and I went to my uncle's and he had the GameCube and the PlayStation and the Xbox and everything. And I played it and that's when the gamer craze started.
That's when the magic happened.
Yeah. After 3, that's when I ended up getting like a GameCube and a PlayStation 2. But I didn't like touch an Xbox, not even like let alone look at one.
You were just like, not gonna look at that at all. At first, I thought you were gonna say that you had that one toy where it's like a bunch of little wires everywhere, and you have to like has little like pegs in that you can like spin and just like go around the wires. You guys know?
I had those too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Yeah.
That was the best game of
Yeah,
like
I know.
2001.
Yeah, they were in at like every bank.
And every hospital.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
Like even the eye doctors have them.
Yeah.
That's how they tell if you have shitty eyesight. It's like, hey, he isn't hitting the little pegs.
Do you have any depth perception?
Oh, man. But yeah, I put a lot of hours into that game.
You know, I think they played on the Awesome Games Done Quick last year. I think.
AGDQ.
Yeah. The guy who was playing it, like, he was like intense. He was using both hands and his like nose. He was just like. I was like, oh shit! I wouldn't even know about.
Dude, yeah, and somehow got one of those like wooden loops off like the rail and
my
onto the other rail.
Damn.
So during this console cycle, there was like 3 major consoles. You had the GameCube, you had the PS2, and you had the Xbox. None of us really have too much experience with the Xbox, I'm
Yeah.
guessing, so let's just go over just some of the things that we did play on it. Mostly, I just played Halo on it. I would just go to my friend Vinny's house, who actually lives like right up the street from here. legit, like he lives like right up from where we are.
You don't want to call him and be like, "Hey, Vinny."
I would, but like he's probably doing some like amazing things or something. And so like we just go over his house and he just kill us at Halo, and I'd be like, wow, this is a real good game. We played that, and they had like some like shitty Mario Party knockoff that wasn't. I want to say it's like Party Panic or something like it was.
I think I know what you're talking about.
All I know is it had like this decent orb game where you just like ran into each other with orbs. Then we just played Cell Damage. Those were like literally the only 3. Wait, was Halo 2 on PS? I don't know.
PS what?
No, was that also on Xbox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Halo 2 too. Those are the only 4 games I ever played on the Xbox. I remember I wanted to try Malice when that was like I was like, oh, that looks fun. Play as a person who has a hammer. And then Malice never came out, and then it came out like on every other console, and I was like, oh, that looks bad now. I don't want to play Malice. Yeah, anyone else? You got any?
Mostly the same as you. Basically just Halo. And I'm trying to remember if the Jet Set Radio game.
That was
Future.
Yeah, Future.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't remember if it was on regular Xbox or 360, but remember playing that.
I think that actually might be 360.
Is it?
Okay, so yeah.
Because the graphics are
Yeah.
good.
Well, one of the Jet Set radios is on
It's graphics.
Xbox.
Yeah, look at the graphics on
Yep.
it.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of the stuff in that generation was Dreamcast
What's that?
ports.
What's that? What's the Dreamcast?
Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, yeah. We're talking ancient, archaic technology.
Yeah.
Sega used to make consoles back in the day.
What?
If you didn't
Not
know.
yet. Actually, I did have that also on my list, but
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
it's right there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's right. It's
For
right
those
there.
of you at home, it's like 3/4 down the page,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
like
I-
really
I-
towards the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't.
Honestly, yeah. Like, I think the only thing, like, remnants of Dreamcast ended up just on the GameCube.
Mostly GameCube.
Yeah.
There's some PS2 ports. So there are also PS2 ports of the GameCube.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, come to think of it, like, a good chunk of my GameCube library are just, like, Dreamcast ports.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with your skies and whatnot.
Yep.
But you know what didn't get ported to GameCube? Shenmue.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was Xbox.
Will,
Yeah,
do
that
your
was
best
Xbox.
impression of a Shenmue character.
I'm looking for some sailors.
I used to be Chinese. What does it say when you do the gachapon and you get like a bean the dynamite?
Oh, I forgot.
Isn't he like, this is interesting?
Yeah. Another thing about the era's dubs were not that great.
They were amazing. What are
They
you
were
talking?
beautiful.
Fantastic.
Video game dubbing has actually gotten worse over the years.
Well, yeah. Now we have 5 cast members.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Oh shit! Was Morrowind on goddamn Xbox?
Maybe?
Maybe.
I think so. No, it definitely was. Yeah, that was on Xbox.
I think dubbings go a little too far. I mean, you seen that Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, Like they just left the voice acting. They just left the dub. They took all the sound out.
Yeah.
I was like, this is bold, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's honestly just impressive. I'm just like, I get that you're like really, you got the dinosaur from, the actual dinosaur from Toy Story, but like, you know, maybe add some sound effects or something. But it is that dinosaur, and he says weeb shit, and I'm like, holy fuck.
And yeah, it's actually just its model. Like, yeah, Pixar just said, here,
They just
take
gave
it.
him the original model.
Yep.
Because the PS4 can render it now.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was along the lines of like, if you're going to use Pixar, like Pixar's like, if you're going to use our stuff, we want you to be as accurate as possible.
So use our actual stuff.
Yeah, so you use our actual stuff.
They just like, they just sent him a zip drive, and they were just like,
Oh man, zip disks.
they put it on a flash drive.
Here's the entire render on a floppy disk.
Over 28 floppy disks.
However many years ago, yeah.
Yeah, but everything else is green screen.
Everything's green screen.
Yep.
You see Hercules, he's green screen. You see that Donald Duck, green screen.
You see Zemnis over there, green screen.
Green screen. No, I played a little bit of Morrowind at my friend Chris's house. That was a lot of fun. I just remember, I don't remember too much of it. I mean, the game was weird as hell. You had like a mission where you had to go and rescue like some dude's servant from like a pier. That sounds like, oh, that sounds boring as hell. And then when you rescue the servant, turns out they were smuggling drugs up their body, and then you had to go cut them open, and then they go and stash out all the drugs. So you're like, what?
Welcome to Morrowind.
It's a good game. This one time I dressed up as a lizard, and I put on a nightcap, and I ran around holding a candle, and I was like, I'm an old man lizard.
Y'all got any skooma?
Yeah. All right,
let's move on now.
Yeah,
That we're talking about Morrowind instead.
All right, let's just talk. Let's get to the big boys. Let's get to the GameCube.
All right.
Let's get to the GameCube. All right, so you haven't been talking much. Tell us about some of your GameCube games that you liked playing.
Let's see, the prime GameCube games. Well, it's got to be Sonic
The
Adventure 2
prime
Battle.
games?
Oh,
yeah.
That's
a good game.
I thought you were gonna go off your list, but that's a bold choice to go off. A little controversial.
Of course it is.
With the Chow Garden
Yep.
and the best part, Pumpkin Hill.
Well, if I want to be like honest, I'd say then like the first 3 levels of Sonic Adventure 2.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I never got past that.
Oh, you should. That game, I have so many mixed emotions on that game. Just
Actually, yeah, that was my very, very first game on the GameCube.
really,
Yeah. Actually, that was like the main reason like I got the GameCube.
that'd be
Like-
a really weird game to start off with.
Yeah, it was no. So yeah, like childhood friends all like talking about like Sonic Adventure 2, and I'm all like, "What's that?" So we went to her house and we played it. I'm all like, "Okay, I want this."
I want to be fast.
Yeah, I want to be
Let
fast.
me guess, she gave you City Escape, and you were like, "Oh, this is fun."
Yeah,
And
pretty
then
much.
You started playing
It's-
the rest of the game.
Pretty much.
Some parts of that game are there's like weird parts of that game that are like really good, and then there are parts that are just like bad,
Why
and
did
then
you do this?
and then there are parts where I'm just like, what were they expecting of me to do this? I this is beyond what you guys ever try to go and do the what's that harbor level called?
Metal Harbor?
Metal
Harbor.
Harbor.
Metal Harbor.
You know the bit like with the whole like getting to the very, very top of the
Yeah.
rocket? I have never done that.
No, it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's like you literally have to do it within like milliseconds, and I'm like, Sega, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, give me a little leeway here, guys. I'm fucking 12 years old.
And then you found that one kid at school who did it, and he had proof of it, and you're like,
No, I never. I had the kid who like told me he did it, and then like I was like, "Yo, bro, show me," and he couldn't do it. And he actually did worse than me. Like he didn't even make it to the first spring, and I was like,
"Oh yeah, there's plenty of those kids too."
yeah. That was a magical time when those were still around, and like the internet was just like coming out.
The internet was still in its infancy. It was still
Yeah, it's
Newgrounds hadn't even taken off yet.
legit back then. This is more for like PS2, but like because cheat websites took so goddamn long to load, me and my brother actually transcribed the fucking cheats down. Like we would just like pull out pens and paper and just be like, okay, so big head mode is and we had like a fucking binder like that was just like thick full of like cheat codes and shit. Cause like back then like internet was shit.
It's the sacred text.
Oh yeah.
It was the
Sacred text.
It was the sacred text. I almost like wanted. I tried to go and try to dig it up just so I could like show you guys, but it was the sacred text. And eventually, your muscle memory would just get used to like it was just I gotta go and do the big head mode now.
Yep.
It's like when you're watching Stargate and they just like go. Doo, 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 doo. Like they just know it. They just know it.
Oh, Stargate. That's also early 2000 stuff.
Ron Boldy would really like Stargate.
Every Sunday.
Yep.
We had to go work that in.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was a good one. I remember getting the GameCube, but I think Melee was the first thing I got because I remember like my friend was over at my house and he was like, "Oh my God, Melee is the greatest game ever." I mean, that's what people say now still.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed, but this is the part that's
History
different.
repeats.
But he's like, it's got everyone in it. It's got Mickey Mouse. It's got the Powerpuff Girls. It's got like a fire truck.
Kids?
He was one of those kids. It was like the fucking Donkey video, but like fucking 11-year-old me was just sitting there, and I was like, wow. Like I was just like, I don't even know what the Powerpuff Girls are, but it sounds awesome. And I remember like seeing the trailer, and I thought it had the greatest graphics of all time. I got it and just played it forever. And we also played like Luigi's Mansion, which I fucking swear that bit where Luigi just opens the door, that shit gets me every time. It just looks so good. I don't know why. It just looks good.
Which bit where he opens the door?
Just like whenever he unlocks like a door and then,
for the first time.
Yeah, just like it looks good.
Yeah, that was their tech demo game, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a good tech demo game.
Yep.
So what were you mooching off people with?
Oh.
What was like the first thing you mooched off, or at least like the one that like comes to mind early on?
He had the Zelda collector's disc thing, so we were playing like Ocarina of Time and shit on that.
I heard
Then-
those
and-
parts actually were pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were pretty
And then
decent.
he got Wind Waker. He had Wind Waker with it because it was a double pack, and I played a little bit of Wind Waker, and I was like, okay, this is pretty fun. Then my eldest sister's boyfriend at the time, who is now her husband, which is nice, brought over his GameCube, and then he introduced me to the wonderful world of Melee and Soul Calibur 2.
Ooh, Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur 2.
Soul Calibur. Two.
Shut!
And now we're in Soul Calibur 6, and I'm like, what happened?
Isn't that a good one though?
I've heard 6 is pretty good, yeah.
I can't ask Niran because like he has it.
And he's been making characters
He's-
constantly.
he's-
I
Oh,
know.
dude, yeah.
That's all he does.
I mean, it's got Kirby. It's gotta be good.
Yeah, it's got Kirby and
He's got a Magikarp.
it's got Magikarp and DDD and
It's got everybody.
yeah, everybody's
everyone.
Everybody's in it. Even I'm in it if you try hard enough. Just make sure you slide that weight slider all the way to max, and make sure I'm playing as I have an Astaroth body because you know.
Oh. But when I got older and... Well, not when I got older, but a couple years ago when I had a computer that I could actually run like Dolphin on, I started playing like Eternal Darkness and stuff.
That must be really weird to play Eternal Darkness on that.
Not really. Oh, what, on the GameCube or just on an emulator?
On emulator.
I mean, it kind of is.
Because like part of the appeal of Eternal Darkness is like, oh look, you're playing on a CRT and it's now on the wrong channel. Or,
yeah.
Or
I mean-
your game, look at it, it's deleting all your files.
Meanwhile, if you have an emulator, you're just like,
That's neat.
neat. No, Eternal Darkness is interesting. I need to finish it if I ever do go back to playing it.
To be fair, I actually have no idea what the game's about. I think that's like the whole like, it breaks the fourth wall thing.
I
It's
think
just-
that was the only thing I knew about like Eternal Darkness was it was basically just built around making you think that your machine is just fucking with you.
Which it kind of was.
But then it also do like things where it was like, hey, your character's slowly sinking into the ground. And it looks like the graphics are corrupt.
Yep.
That's fun.
One character, sometimes your head can just fall off. You're still playing, but your head's just on the ground now.
You're like Stubbs the zombie.
Kind of, yeah. Oh man, Stubbs the zombie. That's a PSP game.
I thought it was an Xbox 360 game.
Is it?
I don't know.
No, I'm thinking Deadhead Fred. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
And then I think that's about it for the games I played. Oh, Metroid Prime. There we are. Yeah.
Hey, I never played that one.
No.
I never played a Metroid.
Huh?
Yeah.
How does none of my friends know I've played a Metroid?
No, he was not on the server when you said I never played a Metroid.
Well, no, I also said on my Tumblr, I was like, because Sleepy Moogie was all like, yo, you know what's better than sex? Listen to all the Metroid themes back to back. And I was all like,
I've never done this.
I've never done that because I've never played more than 5 minutes of a Metroid. And then she's all like, you've disappointed me. And then I drew like a picture of myself looking sad, wearing a shirt that said, sorry, I've had sex and never played a Metroid game.
Wow. Didn't need to murder them like that, did you?
No, like, it was just like, I felt bad because I was like, man, I just want to play Metroid when you're having sex. I got a lot of mileage out of my GameCube. I was playing a lot of Mario Kart Double Dash, even though I hate that game.
Yeah, I played some of that too. When you brought it over.
What was your favorite course on that? Mine was I love the freaking Waluigi one where it's just like a giant like cage and you're like going all around. Yeah. That's a good level.
Like, even though I played like a lot of Double Dash, I don't even remember any of the levels
I
at
don't
all.
either.
Like, I remember the carts and stuff, and thinking that they looked really nice.
And I want double cubes back.
They're already back.
The two weapons are back?
Yep, they've been back for a while.
Yeah, they're in the new one.
How come you never told me?
Because I hate you. Just like all the other just like all the other guests I have on this show. You were witty and smart, but there was something else that happened. You just pissed me off. I hate you.
Revelations today.
That's why you haven't been on the show in like 8 episodes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Double Dash is good. Just played that. I played a lot of like you were saying, I played a lot of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. That game's cool because it's that one San Francisco level, and you can actually like go to that place. And I'm like, yeah. I remember I went there. I was like, that's my video. I went there. That's from the video game. I remember that fountain. That's where you knock the people into the sea lions.
I remember that mission.
Then you had like, and of course you had like Sunshine and stuff. And actually, I wanted to go and say something about Wind Waker. I remember because this was like pre-YouTube, and like all we had was magazines. If you didn't know what Wind Waker looked like in motion, it looked like shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a still image of Wind Waker does not sell that game.
Mm-hmm.
And like back then, that's all we had for it. And I remember I knew this one kid who was like, I ain't gonna play Wind Waker. That game looks like a baby game. It looks bad. I was like, nah, bro. You need to just watch the X-Play review of Wind Waker. You gotta see it in motion, because that art style is just so good. Mm-hmm. So pretty with and everything explodes when you kill it.
That was another. That's another thing about that era.
Yeah,
X-Play was a thing.
Yeah.
I was kind of the same boat with like Wind Waker. Like, I'm like, I don't really know. Like, I like Oracle of Ages and Seasons because it like the art looks nice and everything.
He just likes it because you can get with a redhead in
yeah,
that game.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like
he didn't want to get with a duck in the new game.
But yeah, so like my neighbor had a copy of it, and he's like, okay, yeah, just sit down and play it. I'm like, oh my god.
Wind Waker in motion is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
You need to play it with that 60 frames.
It's crazy how it still holds up today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised they like went and redid it.
The HD just does not look good though.
Yeah.
Well, it looks fine except for when you get items. When you're getting key items and the lighting changes and just it looks like clay. And you're like, what did you guys do? How did you ruin it?
You want to read another game off your list, Uni?
Yeah.
What other games you got in that list?
I'm really sad because I missed out because I never got Ratatouille the game. Like, you know, out there's a game you could run around as Remy Ratatouille.
I know.
And I never got to play it. That's just disheartening.
It was honestly an incredible experience. There's
Oh my God.
there's the part in the game where you have to do the DDR mini game to pull his hair.
I was excited for a brief moment because at that PlayStation 4 E3, you know, the trailer for the Resident Evil, I thought it was gonna be another rat game.
Oh, you thought it?
Because it started off as like a CGI rat running around. I'm like, is this a sequel to Ratatouille the game?
Honestly, I was like on the same boat with you, man. I was watching that and I was like, ooh, I can't wait for that one comedian to tell me about life and stuff. I thought we were exploring the house of that one, the critic man. I thought that was the environment we were in. Like we were visiting this house for the first time.
Which critic man? There are multiple.
You know, the one who was like, I don't like food.
I love
it.
I don't remember. I think it's Egon, maybe.
Yeah, it sounds right, like Egon or something.
Eeyore.
Eeyore.
He'll be voiced by Optimus Prime again, like he should always be.
What would you like to order? Perspective.
All right, sir. That is one perspective cocktail. Anything else?
I would like
a little loving support. Oh man.
Let's see.
What else is on that list there? That magic list.
I had. It was one game that I just had like a taste of that I never got to fully experience. It was just Kirby Air Ride.
Oh,
dude.
Like, I didn't own it, but I would constantly rent it. It was, like, I hope like Super Smash Bros. Dies and we get.
Kirby Air Ride the revival.
Yeah, we get the Air Ride revival.
We're literally a week when we're recording this. We're a week away from Smash Brothers.
Less than a week now. First,
Like, how?
No,
we got 6 days.
Yeah, just imagine like Sakurai just pulling the wool out of our eyes. It's like you thought all those leaks and stuff were for Smash Bros. This was actually Air Ride in disguise.
Oh shit!
They actually put Gino in Kirby Air Ride Ultimate.
And if you look like in that corner right there, you can see Goku.
Waluigi is the final boss.
Oh, God.
Fun fact, the first time I played Kirby Air Ride was on a friend's emulator. And then I played it for reals, and I went, oh my god, this game is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm so sorry you only had a taste of it, because
It is good.
Mm-hmm.
Legit, I actually, like, that's like one of my fantasies. I want to just grab Kaufman, I want to sit him down, and I just want to go and play Air Ride against that giant beluga man.
What mode?
You know the mode.
City mode?
Yeah.
City
Trial.
Trial.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit down and play City Trial for 2 hours, and then he's going to get mad at me because I'll keep winning, and he'll punch me in the face, and I'll knock out. That's what we're planning for AX this year. Just
Alright.
There we go.
That was the nice thing about the GameCube, too. It was, like, super small and portable. I used
Yeah,
to
it had-
have this little screen on it that would, like, just attach to the front of it, and then you just lift it up, and it was like, whoop. And it was just like...
Yeah, there was like a lot of accessories and stuff for it.
Mm-hmm. And the Game Boy Advance player was real good on it, too.
Oh, dude, yeah, the link cables for like your Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know,
Yeah.
game was, like, really, really fucking good for GameCube.
The best part is you didn't have to have multi-tap.
Yeah, that, too.
Yeah.
Hey, Will, you want to talk about Resident Evil 4?
What about it?
It was real good.
Hey!
I do have one more game because the rest of these are just jokes.
I mean, I played Resident Evil 4 on the HD collection on Steam.
No, that
But,
doesn't
like-
count. You have to play it on the GameCube, and
I
then
haven't played it on the game.
get like the graphics wrong, so that way like randomly the chick's boobs will just start like moving around.
Oh yeah, that happened.
And then you're just like staring at them because you're 12 and you're like,
man, boobs move.
boobs are real moving. And then zombies are just like killing you. And some,
You know what? Good job, Gravity.
just good. You know what? Good job, Gravity.
No, the zombies are just like, what for Dano?
Like, yeah. Hold on, bro. Did you not see the boobs though? And then they're like, Chi-Chis? And I'm like, God, I love America.
Oh, Japan. Making Spaniards be your enemy.
Fuck. Okay. I always have to bring this up whenever we talk about Resident Evil, but I fucking love. I know this isn't Generation 6, it's Generation 7, but when the Resident Evil 5 came out and they did like the trailer for it, I fucking I love how they they did not have any tact with it. So in the first trailer you see like this mob of just like, because it takes place in Africa, you see this mob of just angry villagers and they're just like rah, 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 and they're all just like screaming and yelling, and like you just hear Chris, he's like, from the moment we landed I knew they were not human. And I was like, oh my god.
And in America.
And I was like, maybe not do that. And then they were like, the Capcom was like, crap. We had to like sprinkle in a few white people in here. We had to sprinkle in a few white people, a few white villagers in there, just so that way it's not horrible.
Oh, Capcom.
Capcom would put in their foot in their mouth.
Oh, you know what? You know what else Capcom made that was real good?
I was gonna say Beautiful Joe and Okami.
They're both on
dude.
the GameCube.
Dude,
Actually, no, Okami was on PS2.
Yeah, that generation was just Hideki Kamiya reigns supreme, but nobody bought his games.
I bought Beautiful Joe.
We bought Devil May Cry 1.
But yeah, like, I owned a copy of Beautiful Joe, and how I got it was, so me and my cousin were kind of like swapping games. It's like, okay, we're like borrowing games and stuff. And so I let them like borrow a copy of Soul Calibur 2, and I got a copy of Beautiful Joe. But like every time we would meet up, we'd always forget like to bring like our like copies back. So eventually it was just like 6 years after I gave them it, I'm all like, hey, whatever happened to like my copy of Soul Calibur? And like, because yeah, they like sold their GameCube and they got like an Xbox. They're all like, actually, yeah, we kept it because we knew it was yours.
Aww.
And I'm like, aw. And I still got Beautiful Joe.
And Zoe spent his entire time playing Beautiful Joe.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember I only got Beautiful Joe because Adam Sessler on X-Play was like, you need to play this game. Look how beautiful it is. And I'm like, yeah. And then I played it, and then I zoomed in and then punched something in slow motion, and I was like, this is the best game I've ever played in my life.
Honestly, yeah, and just the development stories behind it are so great.
Yeah, I remember hearing that like Hideki Kamiya was showing like the first build of it to like some kids, and the kids were like, he looks dumb. I don't like how he has a big head. This is dumb and stupid. And he was just like, make the head big. Fuck those kids. Make the head bigger.
Oh, Kamiya.
And I think, yeah, like, at least Slow and Zoom were originally not in the builds. And, like, the only reason why they put it in was because they wanted to use, like, Slow to show, like, the frames and stuff and just the animation to make sure it runs smoothly. And they're all like, dude, punching people in slow motion is fun.
Really fun. Let's do it.
Yeah. And yeah, Zoom was like the same thing where it's...
They were just checking on the graphics.
Yeah, they were just checking on the graphics.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful Joe.
I mean, that's beautiful.
It's the best. Man, I also remember I was so mad because, okay, so X-Play was like the good video game review show. And then they also had this other show called Judgment Day. Had Tommy Tallarico on it.
Wait, what? Really?
You don't know about this?
No.
So Tommy Tallarico, if you don't know, he's like a video game composer man.
He's the composer for Earthworm Jim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he also has terrible opinions. And I remember, like, he didn't understand that beautiful was a mix between beautiful and view. As in, it's beautiful to view. Because the game, that's what it is. He's like, I deduct, like, 2 points off of this game because I don't understand what beautiful is. I was like, God damn it, Tellerico, you don't know jack shit, you piece of shit. This is the best game ever made.
And thus, Anthony hated everything.
Yeah, I did. Just wait till the PS2 section. I'll tell you what he thought about. I'll tell you why he deducted points off Silent Hill 3.
Oh no.
Yeah, GameCube was a good time.
That's a good system.
Yeah, crowning achievement I'd say is Skies of Arcadia. It's just right up there. Mario is just down there. Skies of Arcadia is just up all the way over
To be
there.
fair, I don't like Sunshine that much. I love Mario, but I don't like Sunshine.
But yeah, I think actually Skies of Arcadia is one of the few games that I actually almost 100%ed.
Yeah, you don't do that often.
Yeah, I honestly don't do that often. Like, if I like a game, I'll actually finish it. But if I really love it, I'll actually try to 100% it.
I don't like games. I love them. I will not finish this game unless I absolutely love it. And I will not complete it 100% unless I adore it.
Yeah, pretty much.
There, snooty French man.
Yeah, Tumblr Discord with Marcus on all like, how come you didn't finish Stellar Glow? It's literally just Luminous Arc. It's made by the same people. It's the same story, and it's the same gameplay.
But it was their swan song.
Yeah, but it also doesn't have a throw mechanic, so I fucking...
Oh my fucking god.
You just throw mechanics. Why don't you just throw that over to the PS2?
Oh,
here we
wait.
go.
Yuni, do you have anything to say about GameCube before
I don't know. This would depend on like if you played or not. Super Monkey Ball.
Oh, dude.
How did I... Thank God Uni has that goddamn list.
The most
that's why
hardcore
there's
game.
so much.
Thank you, Uni, for having that list, because I
Honestly, yeah, just that generation with GameCube, there was so much.
Did you play the fucking mode where you like punch people?
Yeah,
It's like
punch everybody.
yeah, that game is actually impossible
I
to
just
beat.
played that for like 3 hours straight.
That legit was. I remember. Okay, so this is gonna be embarrassing. So
Oh boy.
so before I got my GameCube, I was playing at some guy's house. It was the same guy who was like, I want to play Wind Waker. And so
That guy's bad.
yeah, that guy was bad. And so so I was hanging out at his house and we were playing Monkey Ball, and he had this like hot neighbor who also liked video games, and she was like this blonde lady, and like she was playing Super Monkey Ball with us, and we were just playing that. And I remember I was just like, she's really pretty. I wish I didn't know girls could really like video games. Like, I was also really stupid because girls actually got me into video games.
Yes, they did.
So I don't know why my like 11-year-old self forgot this shit, but I was just like, she's really pretty. I hope that she becomes my girlfriend or something. She plays Super Monkey Ball really good. She beat me several times.
Puberty must have been painful for you if you had to switch from that
man.
voice to now.
Yeah, it was.
And we'll never know Anthony's prepubescent
Oh
voice.
my god.
But we do know yours.
Yeah.
So viewers, if you don't know, and Uni, Nathan has never changed his voicemail.
Like,
So
yeah, I've tried to change it like several
which you
times.
should never do. So if Nathan doesn't answer his phone for whatever reason, you'll hear what he actually sounded like pre-puberty, and he's just, and his voice is like super deep right now, but it's like he's just like, this is Nathan. If you want to leave a message, please leave it at the beep. It's the best.
Yeah,
I love it.
My Filipino relatives are like, "Oh, you were so cute back then. You're so cute.
Well, thanks. I'm not cute now.
You used to eat only chicken. Now look at you. You You eat the gizzard of the chicken, and we eat dunguan. So grown up, so grown up.
I'd make a comment about that sounding horrible, but no,
Yeah, that is
how they sound.
Yes, it's that mix between like Asian and Hispanic accent.
I mean, it's pretty much the same history.
Yeah,
It's pretty much once upon a time Spain came over and said, "Hey, we got a big cock and we're gonna ruin everything." That's also spoilers for one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen that one?
I don't think so.
Well, now you know the ending. The Spaniards come in, they're like, "Hey, we got a big cock," and then they destroy the fountain of life, and then they move on. They were like, "This shit ain't pure. The Pope won't approve. Kill it." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
God. But yeah, going on to like the PlayStation 2.
Wait. No, I want to see more of Uni's list.
Okay.
That thing is like it's the treasure. It's the treasure box.
It's amazing. Like just looking at it, it's.
Let's see. Let's see. Well, I also just list off how many Sonic games I played just to just have people just not have faith in me anymore.
All right, let's see how.
Let's see.
Well, can you make us a uni meter that we can put on the side of the screen? Of how
I
much
mean, maybe, but I don't know how we could denote the different levels of the uni.
Oh, let's see. We got Sonic Adventure DX. We got Sonic Adventure 2. We have Sonic Riders. We have Sonic Heroes. We have Shadow the Hedgehog,
Ooh.
and the entirety of the Sonic Mega Collection Plus.
Well, make it
Honestly, Riders was pretty fun. Like I remember, like playing a lot of that growing up.
Make the Nathan meter and make it go down. No, I had the Mega Collection for Sonic. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
They actually made like a lot of decent like collections back then.
Actually, yeah, Sega was very, very on top of just preserving like a lot of their past games and everything.
Yeah.
You actually know what game actually was also a really good way to preserve games? Freaking Animal Crossing.
Oh, dude. Oh, I think like I didn't grow up like my very first console was a GameCube, so I didn't experience like the Super Nintendo or like the NES. But yeah, just playing Animal Crossing and just getting those games, it like felt so good.
It was so weird. Like it just randomly has ROMs built into it of Balloon Fight, Choo Choo Land, and Zelda and Mario.
Dude, yeah, I played the ever-loving hell out of Balloon Fight.
But Animal Crossing in general was like a really fun game. I remember my friend Vinny again. We would just go over his house and we just like play a little Animal Crossing. He'd go into my town, wreck the place. I'd go into his town, wreck the place. I remember, I think it was him. If not, it's not someone else. They made like a T-shirt that was abs. So it was like pecs and abs on your little like chubby Animal Crossing character running around. And
but yeah, with the hat, it would just be on their abs on their head.
Well, this is the best part. So he went into like another one of our friends' house, and he made that like the wallpaper. So he just had like all these abs like tiled around his house, and we were just like, it's pretty gay. Just have abs, just a pics and abs.
God.
Just around the house. Fuck, that was a good game.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's move on to PS2.
Yeah.
Uni, is that good for a GameCube?
I mean, yeah, because most of these are more broader segments of the Gen 6.
Yeah. But all right, so last but not least, we had the PS2. I actually don't have too much to say about it because I got it pretty late. So I mostly was just playing like Kingdom Hearts on it. That game's fun. You guys like Kingdom Hearts?
Kingdom Hearts
is pretty fun. Yeah.
Oh, no?
When Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, and we were like,
No?
that was back in the
Wait,
era.
no. Uni's saying no about Kingdom Hearts.
No.
They're saying it was. Wait.
It was a good time? Or?
Oh, that's because I never played it.
Oh, you never played?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were doing the thing where you're like, nah, it was bad.
No.
Because I couldn't play as Cusco.
I have a friend that's very passionate about Kingdom Hearts. Then she'd probably kill me if I said that.
Okay,
she's not gonna listen to this.
They'll never find out about it unless we tag them.
Honestly, that's what I was planning on doing.
Tagging everyone involved.
Yep, tagging everyone involved.
We're gonna tag Sleepy. Okay, so we got Sleepy Moogie, we got Vinny, we got Uni, we got Kaufman,
Uni's friend Kaufman.
we got we'll put in
my childhood friend.
Yeah, we'll
my
put
sister and her husband.
We'll put Mob. We talked about Mob. Oh, also, hey, Uni, can you go and just quickly talk about how much you like Mob's art? Mob's for Melody's art. Tumblr.com Mob's for Melody.
Yeah, just tell us like how good his art is and how he's a terrific human being, like who deserves happiness.
I mean, why are you doing this to me?
He's plugging you really hard, man.
No, the thing is, he gets
Plug
real
that man.
embarrassed.
I know this. That's why I'm saying, why are you doing this to me? I'm not.
Just to say it, man. It's real
Do
funny.
it.
And then
Do it.
and then when the episode comes out, he'll just be like, he'll just be like, Anthony, you son of a bitch. I love you, but you son of a bitch. I'm trying to go and make my Minecraft house here. Listen to your creepest deepest.
It still boggles my mind that we have actual regular listeners.
I know it's crazy. Like, I just keep imagining like either faceless people or just like parents, or
Oh,
like
man,
or
parents.
or relatives that just
Your parents should not listen to this show.
they
yeah.
shouldn't.
No, it's
Just
like,
If you're having your dad listen to this show, don't have your dad listen. And do not go onto a boat with your dad and say, "Hey, Dad, listen to this fun show." That is a bad idea.
You did that, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good.
I actually tried like speeding through all the podcasts.
*2 speed, man. That's the way to go.
Then you can actually hear what my actual prepubescent voice sounded like.
Hey!
Let's see. Oh, wait, no, I did hear it. Yeah, I remember that. I just clicked on one of it and I'm like, oh, cool. But I only listened to the ones that I actually had interest in.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Because,
Oh,
like, you know,
That's the way you should do this. It's not like we're having an
Yeah.
overarching plot about Ron
Yeah.
Bolio trying to take over the world or something.
Yep.
What?
Rambolio?
No, that's his evil twin, like John Rolio.
John Rolio.
Okay, let's just. So we've established that, you know, the existence of Ron or Ron Bolio?
It's Ron.
It's Ron.
Ron Bolio. I've been
Yeah.
saying Ron Bolio.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No
He
joke.
doesn't really
actually, one of my friends. Wait, did I show you? He like couldn't even he didn't understand we were saying Ron Bolio. and
Say
he's
like
just-
Robolio?
Yeah, Robilio.
Robilio.
I'm pretty sure after that, Ron Bolio was like, "Never have that fucker on my. Don't have that goddamn ape on my show."
Wow.
It's Mark.
Yeah, it's Mark.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
he's a gorilla.
He's actually a gorilla.
He's an actual gorilla.
Yeah, did you know he was in Sing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were like, damn, Mark. I mean, we already knew you could play the piano. He actually does play the piano.
That's better.
And then like every time he plays the piano, he's just like, and we're like, oh yeah, shit, dog. I forgot you can play the piano. And he plays like. You guys think I'm making this up, but he actually does.
I've never heard Mark play the piano. I'm actually surprised he can do anything creative.
No, like he actually did. Like I remember the last Christmas party he was
The last
invited.
one he was ever at.
Yeah, at my place. So yeah, it was Luke, Mark, and a couple other people, and like,
Tag all these fuckers.
and yeah, like,
Yeah, now we do.
yeah, Luke's our basically resident musician. Yeah, he did the prototype for the intro song, but that got scrapped. And so yeah, I was like in the living room, and like I heard our piano being played. I'm all like, oh yeah, Luke's playing it because Luke just likes going on my piano.
He likes going on any pianos.
Yeah, it was pretty much just like if it's piano, Luke will be on it. So yeah, I got up, like went
We
over.
summon him.
Yeah, went over and I looked over and I saw the gorilla playing like the piano. I'm like, what the hell?
It happened.
What? Yeah.
They turned to you, and then he was like, I bet you didn't even know I could do this, did you? And I was like, see, Nathan, you should have looked at the old early promo art where you can see that originally Sonic the Hedgehog had a band, and one of the members was a gorilla playing the piano. If you knew about that, you would have known this ahead of
Do I have
time.
to make an Anthony meter now and make it go up?
Just make all sorts of meters.
Let's just okay.
Yeah, we should like
Oh,
reel
yeah.
it back into like
Will's iframe
PlayStation.
meter.
All right, Trombolio. There was Trombolio.
Oh, actually, Trombolio actually was
He's
just
your agent.
Actually, Tron Bolio actually was one of Ron Bolio's actual secret identities.
Oh, it's a pseudonym. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, see, he like does it for tax evasion purposes. I don't know how that works, but he says that he's very rich, so he knows it more than I do. And I was like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And then the evil one that Nathan just made up,
John Rolio.
John Rolio.
So PS2.
Yes,
PS2.
PS2.
Yeah, we're finally coming back to PS2.
So on Silent Hill 3, Tommy Tallarico.
Yeah, what did he say about Silent Hill 3?
So you know how he's a music man?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's an audio man?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That fucker was all like, man, this game, pretty good. Except for this bitch's footsteps, too damn loud. They're too damn loud. Negative 2 points, too damn loud. I was just like, what the fuck?
What?
The game is real good. It's real spooky and stuff. He's all like, yeah, it's like a perfect game. It's got great atmosphere. The characters are good. Storyline's lovely. Fucking footsteps too damn loud.
Did he ever review Silent Hill 4?
I think the show was canceled by then.
Okay, good.
Because people were like burning down his house. And he was like, I gotta go make the game's concert thing that I sometimes do.
that's like saying like, oh, I was playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and you know everything was great, but I scraped my thumb on the joystick. 2 out of 10.
Man, San Andreas was such a good game.
Yeah.
I remember like getting the Mr. T haircut and getting all fat, and I would just like roll. I would just like roll up on bikes and just be like, "Hey," and just shoot people while in a skate park. And then try to run away from the police and try to do like Tony Hawk tricks on my bike.
But you're too fat.
But I'm too fat. That game was really good.
But I scraped my thumb, so.
Yeah.
Minus 2 points.
I
Tommy
stubbed my-
Tallarico, 2006.
But yeah, games I've actually played on the PS2. All the Ratchet trilogy.
Oh, those are
Those are good games.
Actually, I never owned one of them. I always rented them. I think I know like I almost beat the first one, but the first boss, the final boss in the first one is just like fucking impossible.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's like I might as well just go fucking. Wait, what's that like analogy from earlier we were using? Yeah, whatever. I might as well just do the Sonic thing where I go up to the top. I'm like, who is this made for? Who programmed this? And it was by the same guy. The same guy made that boss.
He went and worked at Insomniac instead, and he's just like, I want to make this game as hard as possible.
We'll make that last boss. It's gonna be so fucking hard. It's gonna be unreasonable. But the other ones, I like them, except for like the Deadlocked one. And like it was less platformy.
Yeah, I know. Deadlock was very much the action-based one, but a lot of people like the co-op in it, so.
I didn't have friends.
Oh.
Because my voice sounded like Ryan Neville.
You sure your voice didn't sound like... Oh, okay.
The stupid one.
No, I'm not trying to do the stupid one, but alright.
Don't listen to the Undertale show, guys. It was awful.
Yeah.
Unless you want to just hear me get angry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I listened to it.
I'm sorry that you had to suffer through that.
I forgot everything.
I'm sorry
about
you
it,
had a
though.
bad time.
Good.
Like if I knew how south it was going, like I was in the next room over.
No,
like,
you weren't. You were on a boat.
Oh yeah, I was. Like I would have hijacked that boat and just crashed it into this store here and be all like, "Hey, I heard you guys are messing up. Don't do that."
Let's just kick the door in. Let's talk about actual Undertale now.
Yeah. I still find it funny, like, when that came up, a couple of days later, Deltarune, like, dropped.
Yeah, Deltarune dropped.
I was so fucking mad. I was like, I'm going to upload this and nobody's giving Fuck, Deltarune came out.
Now everyone's giving a damn. Oh, no.
Not only that, but you just ended up in the game.
Yeah. I was in the game. I didn't want to tell nobody that Toby Fox was like, Anthony, I want to use your likeness. So I was like, you better not make me a puzzle piece, I swear to God.
And then did.
And I was like, son of a bitch. I knew that Homestuck motherfucker would go and make me into a puzzle piece. I told him specifically, I was like, hey, you can go and make me like a weird dinosaur or like some type of trash man or even like a weird, like, I don't know, you could do anything. He's like, can I make you a puzzle piece? I was like, no, don't do that. He's like, I'm going to make you a puzzle piece. So the PS2 had some games.
Yeah, it
Yep,
does.
it did.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
did.
Katamari Damacy. I bought it for
Yeah,
$20.
Katamari.
I never
Oh,
had to
dude,
play any
yeah.
of the Katamari games.
Oh, they're so good. The best thing about Katamari 1 was it was like $20. So like you go to like your GameStop and you're like waddling in and you're just like, oh, what's your buy today? And then everything's $50, and then there's Katamari Damacy, it's $20. So you're like, ah, shit. And Eco's right there too. It's also $20. So you go, ah, shit. You got two of the best games on PS2 right there.
You know, at the time this whole recording, it's not out yet. The Katamari collection.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah.
the remake of one.
I'm
Yeah.
just going for that.
Just I would. You're gonna love the music. The music is so fucking bizarre in that game, and
It's
it
so
just
chill,
works.
though.
Dude, yeah, I remember like my sister walking in
It's a
and
super chill game.
like seeing me watch the intro, and she's like, "What is this? What is this crap? Like, what? There's pandas flying. What is this? What is this?"
And then she started choking you, and she's like, "You liberal piece of shit! Tell me what this is."
You're looking at.
Yeah, like no. During the time, she was basically going on about hippies. She's like, "This is like the most hippie dippiest."
That's when she learned she hate hippies.
Back then, she was even talking about hippies. Wow.
Yes. Yeah, my sister was an odd kid growing up, and definitely I had a hand into it. Like,
Growing up.
yeah, even now a little bit. But yeah,
Don't let her listen to this.
yep, yeah.
She's gonna kick down our door and be like,
Yeah, she is just gonna come back from Hawaii and be all like, "What the hell? I had a reputation."
Now the 7 people who listen to this show,
"You had dreams."
now you're just a hippie. You're just a hippie killer.
Man. What else was on the PS2?
Oh, it was.
Oh,
the
I know.
Rise of,
Resident Evil
Oh, yeah.
4.
I was gonna say the rise of Vanillaware.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Because he had Odin Sphere on there.
Yep.
Odin
Was
Sphere.
ever present in the PlayStation 2? It was Mortal Kombat.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, wasn't there like 3 games?
Yeah.
Shaolin Monks, Alliance, and
Yeah, there was the era of 3D Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah, the downswing.
Yeah. A little bit of that.
Yep.
There's trying to think of it what the game is called now. Completely forgot. Oh well.
Was it one of those like a beat 'em up, like a side-scrolling beat 'em
Yeah, it
up?
was Shaolin Monks, I think.
Mhm.
Wasn't it?
No, it might have been one of the arcade ones, like Sub-Zero or something. The spin-offs.
Yep, yeah.
Oh,
We don't talk about those.
the Legend of Chun-Li.
A little fun fact. As you know, I was still a baby at this point.
Yeah.
So I was watching all this action in Mortal Kombat happen. And I was like, dang it, I can't do the special move at the end. So my mom says, oh, do you need help doing a fatality? Here, let me show you. And then she's like, there you go. And then I'm like, cool. So, I can finally use my baby hands to kill somebody.
Now bring over those mushed bananas. That shit's the bomb.
Oh, man.
You guys remember eating mushed bananas?
No?
Yeah, you eat it all the time when like the banana is brown and you're all like,
Yeah.
"There's nothing else in the house. I'm going to eat this brown banana."
Or you just make a shake out of it.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh fuck, Will! We never forgot to ask you. This is totally off topic and horrible.
What?
And it's and this is gonna be on the internet forever. But
Okay.
William,
Yeah.
how much would I have to pay you to eat a bug milkshake?
A bug milkshake?
Just like get a bunch of bugs and some ice cream and milk and throw it in a blender and
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
how much do I have to pay you to do that?
What kind of bugs?
Let's just say some like grasshoppers,
Okay.
maybe some like edible mealworms or something like that.
Mhm.
Just like the edible shit.
Okay.
How much?
I could ask for any sum of money, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
But I should I make it higher than the voice actor one?
Wait, you get paid for this?
No, we
No,
don't.
no, Ron Boley. No, Ron
No,
Boley.
don't you guys know Ron Bully like hands out checks?
What?
What?
Yeah, he does. Like I don't know like what's happening with you guys.
Okay, I'm leaving.
And that was Yudi. Da, 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 da.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
But yeah, Will,
I'd say probably
I need to know.
$200.
200. Damn it.
man, Mr. Expensive over here.
Shit. Nathan would do that shit for like $40.
Why?
Because bugs are edible, and I always wanted to eat like a bug.
I do it
Like my
60.
freaking.
Should
yeah,
we
like,
do it for 60?
Yeah.
yeah, entomology teacher's all like, dude, yeah, you know, like termites actually do taste like salted peanuts. I'm like, that actually sounds pretty good.
So it would just be like a salty ice cream for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Just add some caramel, and there you go, salted caramel milkshake.
So now we know what we're going to be doing for the holiday special.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go
thank
get some roasted
goodness.
crickets for him. I know where to get those.
I bet you
Yeah,
would.
yeah,
Like
I did too.
Leave it to the two Asians in the room to know where you get those kind of things.
But anyways, we should get
So
PS2.
yeah, PS2, man, PS2,
Tony Hawk.
dude.
Yay!
Devil May Cry, just
Which one?
Tony Hawk's Devil May Cry. I love that one. That's the one where Dante goes and does a backflip and then shoots the board like 18 times in the
Honestly,
air.
I've-
And then a demon comes up and says, "Whoopsie!" And then, you know.
Wow, it's like 3 different games.
honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if Camille was all like, "Yeah, use Dante." I could totally see Dante in
Yeah.
like a pro skater game.
But you know what what you did get in a pro skater game? Well, not in a pro skater game, but you got some pro skater people working on. Snake and Ride in a Metal Gear Solid 2 on the Xbox.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I thought wait, was that part of the... I thought that was just like a thing that you do in Metal Gear Solid 2.
No,
that
it's
was-
an
that
actual
was-
game.
That was a side thing that was only in the Xbox version of the game.
Oh, okay. I was gonna go and say that's probably why, like, Camille was all like, "No, Dante can't use skateboard now. Snake is using skateboard. It's not cool no more." But we already have all the moves mapped out and all the animations, and scrap it.
And then Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition, they're like, "Oh shit, we can reuse the skateboard animations." And that's how you got the part that's where you got the ability to jump on enemies that are down.
Yep, yep.
Oh, Devil May Cry
Oh,
3.
dude, yeah, Devil May Cry 3. That was just
Go play Devil May Cry 3.
yeah. It's on
But
pretty
I've
much
only played the first one. Shouldn't I play number 2 as well?
what there was something called Devil May Cry 2.
I thought it went from 1 to 3.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
one.
It was one of
and
those
3.
cool things, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude, yeah, Camille
like-
was very, very punk about it. He's like, we
Yeah.
don't need a 2.
Yeah, because it was 3 times as good as the first one.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I got it.
Yep. That was how confident Camille was.
Yeah.
Like, extremely confident.
That's like the reverse of like whenever a movie has like the first movie.
Yeah.
Whenever like the tagline is the blank, the first movie, it's like blank 3. There is no 2. Shut up. Doesn't exist.
Oh man.
Outside of Pokemon, has anything else ever worked? Has the first movie ever worked out for anyone else? Because I can just only think of like Pokemon and Doug that used it, and Doug didn't get another movie after that one.
Lego movie?
No, Lego Movie didn't have, like, first in it.
Oh, you're
Yeah, it
right.
wasn't like the first Lego movie.
Honestly, I think it was only a 90s thing, and just those 2 movies.
I mean, Captain Underpants last year did it. Too.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
That movie was real good. You ever
Yeah.
see that movie?
Oh yeah, it was great.
That movie legit like had me laughing and
Yeah.
chaffing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was, and I was giraffing. There was a giraffe
It
involved.
just had
somehow.
some really good lines that just stabbed you. With the...
If you haven't seen that movie was like really good.
Go watch it. It's
Yeah.
great from an adult's perspective and from a child's perspective.
I just like how we're just plugging all these things.
All these non-things we're not even paid to
To
plug, but
plug.
we're just gonna plug it anyway.
It's just like, okay, PS2. Oh, we're going to plug these things.
I mean, to be fair, the PS2 was also the cheapest DVD player ever.
It was.
so-
Yeah, it was. It was.
So you know, this is relevant. You can go watch Captain Underpants on DVD on your PS2. So
I think
you
actually,
still have it, yeah.
I think, yeah, I didn't own a PS2, but that was actually like my argument on trying to get my parents to
Well,
like,
that's how I got my PS3.
yeah, like that was like my main like strat. I'm all like my parents were like, we want to get like a DVD player because like VHS is getting obsolete.
Why not just get a PS2?
And yeah, that was pretty much like my kid logic. But then again, like kid logic will always like bungle something up.
Well, yeah, get ready for Creepo Depot, the first movie.
is that where we go and actually try to find the Nickelodeon time capsule?
Yes. It'll be like Back to the Future.
We'll have John Goodman play Ron Bolio.
Have cameo appearances from random like e-celebs. Hey, Pro Jared, could you do like a 5-second cameo? What the fuck?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Bye.
It wouldn't be Jersey or something be the villain or something?
Of course.
No, that would be giving him a job. Yeah.
No, we hired John Leguizamo to play Jersey.
And introducing John Leguizamo as Jersey.
I'm the sloth from Ice Age. I was also on Ice Age for PS2.
Hey, there we go. Back to PS2.
Yep, back to PS2.
PS2.
Oh,
God, yeah. PS2, out of like all the 3 consoles,
it outlived them
yeah,
all.
and it had like a huge library.
I remember like the first few years of the PS3, it was really funny because like it was like the PS3 is not selling well, but the PS2 is still going strong.
Yeah, honestly, so yeah, like
Persona 4 still came out in 2008 and was a bestseller. And
dude, yeah, honestly, yeah, PS2 was good, like a good system. Like I didn't own it like growing up. When I got like my PS3, like my brain kind of farted. I'm all like, yeah, I remember like PS3 had like backwards compatibility, So as soon as I got my PS3, like I ordered a copy of Odin Sphere. And I popped it in. It's all like, and the PS3 is like,
Oh shit.
we don't read PS2 like discs. I'm like, wait, how come? And then I'm like, oh yeah, they wanted to make it cheaper, so
They
no.
took it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They took out the chip.
Yeah, so then I traded, like, I got a refund on it. Found out like Odin Sphere was a downloadable game on the PS3.
And you're like, damn it.
Yeah, so yeah, I basically turned it in. I'm like, okay, so I'm switching this out with the PlayStation Network like card. Just give it to me. I'm buying Odin Sphere.
I remember the first time I played Odin Sphere was at Niren's house. See, now we're like, trying to transition from Vinny to Niren. And I remember he was just like, so the Valkyrie chick, she can glide if, like, she can fly forever if you know how to do, like, a certain thing. It's a little tricky. And I was like, oh, this is Super Mario World. And he's like, God damn. I was like, it's not a big deal, bro.
This tag list is getting really long.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Guys, I looked it up. So the PS2 had its last retail release in November, a week before the PS4 came out.
What?
You know what the last game published for the PS2 is?
FIFA.
Pro Evolution Soccer 2014.
I was close. Put it on the record.
PES 2014 is the last game produced for the PS2. My God, that thing.
God,
just kept going.
The PS2 and actually, yeah, PS2 and PSP, that just kept going and going.
I don't know about that one.
PSP, debatable, but
I don't know
that
about that one.
that had a good life cycle also.
Yeah, they stopped production of PS2s back in 2012. So, and it was at that point it was still outselling every other console.
Well, every so often, like, it was probably beating the Xbox 360 hand over foot.
Oh yeah.
In Japan, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Man.
God,
this
yeah,
day,
Sony knew how to make a good console.
What did they do?
I don't.
Yeah.
It was just easy software to make for.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then the PS3 came out and they had that cell processor, which apparently people had no idea what to do with.
Yeah.
Yeah, just think about it.
All right, what's on your magic list today, Uni?
Yeah, what's
Let's
the
see.
PS2 list?
All right, let's go with God of War.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the part where you can dress up as a cod of war.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, I thought you were just gonna like go straight to that. I like the part where you had sex with the women.
No. What type of show do you think this is?
This is a Christian, child-friendly show. How dare you?
Wait.
It's not like I went and talked about how I had sex earlier. Instead of playing Metroid.
I mean, was it for the purpose of procreation and done in the light of
So Cod of War. And then also you can dress up as like the cow of war. It was great.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I miss when games had those kinds of neat little like secrets or
Yeah,
Easter eggs
just-
or codes to do.
Yeah, just putting it in for that replayability,
Yeah.
that discovery and everything.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, they had the magical phone number that you put in. And,
Oh yeah,
And then Kratos goes and kills. Who the fuck did it? Lauren Lanning?
something like that. Yeah.
No, Lauren Lanning made Oddworld.
No, yeah. The lovely, luscious Lauren Lanning made Oddworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so mad because I was trying to remember who made Oddworld, and I was like, I blurted out a name, and I was like, oh, I think it was that guy, and that was the dude who made God of War, and then like, I was like, okay, so who made fucking? I know that he has a fucking nerd name too, and then it was just like, oh, Lauren Lanning. I'm gonna go look up the fucking nerd who made goddamn God of War. You nerds talk about something else.
Okay. What's on the list today?
Any of you play any of the Twisted Metal games?
Oh, dude, yeah. Yep. That was actually one of my first introductions to the PlayStation. Like one of my other like school day friends was all like, "Dude, Twisted Metal." I'm all like, I don't know what that is. What's a PlayStation? Went to his house. Dude, Twisted Metal.
Oh boys.
You have like a strong connection to that game.
Yeah, I do.
Is there anything that you want to tell us about the Twisted Metal? Is there anything that you want to go and confess about certain characters in it?
Confess.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, I may have taken a few elements, from a certain character on the cover, and you just
say it. The guy with the two wheels is your uncle.
Oh damn.
Sweet Tooth is my uncle. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know it was Sweet Tooth.
Wait, what?
Damn.
What?
I didn't.
Huh? How did Sweet Tooth become your uncle?
He just is. I mean, look at him. They look the same. He's got the flaming head.
Yeah.
He's got the white face.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that delicious smile.
Okay.
And the nose.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was just, you were just doing a Tumblr face thing.
Oh no.
Remember when everyone was doing that on Tumblr?
They still are.
Everybody just got punched in the nose.
I just thought everyone was drunk. I was like, man, people on Tumblr, they really like making drunk characters. I guess I have to make my characters all inebriated in order to be on this site.
Is that why your little like self thing is always drooling?
No, that's just because I have a natural problem where some saliva slips out the side of my mouth.
Okay.
Thank you for acknowledging it.
What's the next one?
Next one.
Yeah.
Also, I just wanted to say, fucker, it was David Jaffe.
Oh yeah.
David Jaffe made.
Jaffe.
David Jaffe made goddamn God of War. I was like, what the fuck is the nerdiest name I can think of? David Jaffe. Is that the guy who made Oddworld? No, Lauren Lanning. Oh, that's even nerdier. What's up with these fucking nerds having nerd ass names?
Because they're nerds.
Yeah, nerd.
Let's-
I mean, like, I guess you would have to like be like, I guess like that would be like your path in life if like you were like born and like your mom was like, you will be named Lauren Lanning, yeah, and then you fucking die, and then it's like you go and get beat up, and you're like, I'm gonna make a game about anti-capitalism
and caps. Oh god.
and also it's gonna have goobos and geebos and Creebos and Little Creebo.
Wait, the Goobos. Lauren Lanning didn't make Croc.
Or maybe he did. But that's
Ye-
PS1, so
Yeah,
shut
I
the
know.
fuck up, Will.
Oh, what about Croc 2?
That's also PS1. Shut the fuck up. Croc's dead.
What
no.
about Gex?
Oh, Gex, everybody loves it.
Yeah,
Now that's a guy. I don't know why he's
Colin.
not. I don't know why he's not in Smash Bros.
That's N64.
Shut the fuck up, Will. Who even put you on this show?
Gex was also Sega Saturn.
We don't got time to talk about that. That's a whole other segment. You're lucky Nathan didn't hear you say Sega Saturn.
Sega Ta.
Sega Tasa and Shiro.
So the PS2. Right?
Yeah, the PS2.
So the PS2.
Let's ask a question for the audience. Any of the games that are named in this specific episode, does that mean you won't talk about them in future episodes?
I mean, we talked about Smash Brothers before.
We talked about Smash many times.
We talked about Smash a lot.
I think, yeah, if it comes up in the near future or something, if they're making a remake, would probably.
Yeah, like...
Or if our brains randomly pull it in in the middle of the
Or if I just
podcast.
want to go and talk about, like,
or if I just wear you down and eventually we talk about a beloved, like, brief
Yeah.
90s series.
Like
Metabots.
just, in
Yeah,
case you want
Metabots.
to go back and talk about the Paper Mario or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
eventually.
1,000 years old. I actually was, like, almost ready to shank my coworker who was like... No joke. That fucker had the audacity to come to my face and tell me that Superstar Saga was better than Paper Mario 2. I was like, well, working with you is fun and all, but, sometimes you just gotta have a knife in your system, because I was like, I'll argue first Paper Mario maybe, but, 1,000 Year Door, that's a fucking masterpiece. I remember I kicked down like Game Crazy's door and I was like, you guys got that new Paper Mario? And they're like, yeah, you pre-ordered it yesterday. And I was like, yeah, but you got it? And they're like, yeah, it's right here, nerd.
Were you actually that awkward?
Yeah, I mean, come on, fucking look at me. I'm wearing a goddamn shirt that has hentai on it.
Yeah?
Finally, somebody.
But I mean,
said it.
hentai is like publicly accepted now.
It is?
Have you not seen the people walking around with fucking hangout shirts, dude?
I mean, I
Like
saw...
that grandma that walked into your store.
Yeah.
At Walmart.
I like how Renee's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Renee works at this store. He's probably seen horrible things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry about
It's even
the
more
things you've
awkward.
said.
It's even more awkward is when they walk in wearing those shirts and you recognize where someone is from, and you're like, "I read that one.
I just want to say.
Why are you wearing it?"
I just want to say I thought Renee was not a real person in like the entirety of like.
You thought he was like the original Ron Bolio?
Yeah.
Oh man, Renee. Did you listen to the Digimon episode?
No, I
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
Clearly.
You thought Renee was just a made-up man.
Oh
And then
man.
it's just one of those things where like people just like, oh, I'll just make up the person and say they edit.
Oh, you mean like Barry?
We'll put me holding a glass of wine. Put a picture of that in the edit.
You're gonna send it to
I
me.
need 3 more wolf jobs.
You guys haven't asked me for a wolf job yet.
No.
Oh, dude. Yeah, totally do it.
Fuck.
All right,
Do
we
your
know.
full wolf job.
Yeah, all right, let's see.
All right, Uni. We don't got too much time left. We gotta get through this list.
All right, we'll speed through it.
All right, we gotta speed through this
All
list.
right, any,
Alright, 80%
like,
speedrun. Let's
any
go.
Dragon Ball Z games?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Budokai 2 was great. I once went and did a science project with some dude and all we did was play Budokai 2 the whole time, and then he got high later and did the whole project by himself.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot which Budokai game it was, but you can actually cheese Omega Shenron with Kid Goku.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like I ticked off my cousin Nick so hard because the way Omega Shenron was done, a lot of his ranged attacks came in at like a downward angle. And so what you would do was you'd run up as Kid Goku and just go right in front of them. And like none of the specials would hit you.
That's
And you
beautiful.
just go in and you start wailing.
Embarrassing story time. Okay, so we just got back from Mexico and we made the fatal mistake of eating a bunch of ice in Mexico.
Ooh,
no.
oh no.
And my cousin came over with Budokai 3, and you know how in that game you have like a world map that you fly around?
Oh no.
So I kind of got motion sick and then had well, let's just say Mexico caught up with me.
Oh god. Did you get to the trash can or the toilet? At
Oh,
least?
we got the trash can. In
Okay,
time. I was
good.
like, and he's like, I didn't know motion sickness can actually happen in video games. I was like, yeah, that's what happened.
Not Mexico.
Not Mexico.
I ended up getting Budokai Tenkaichi 2.
Oh yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. It
Yeah.
just had like all the important characters because, as we all know, the third one just had everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just more or less the same.
Mhm.
You have anything?
Not on the Dragon Ball Z games
Alright.
now.
Next up is Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely Will.
Yeah, that's what
Like-
I was saying.
What?
Like, I never got into it.
I can't take Will to barbershops anymore because they'll have DDR machines and I'll be done with my barbering and then they'll be all like, I'll be like, Will, it's time to go. He's like, nah, I got like 3 more sessions, man. And I'm like, how many quarters did you put into this thing? He's like, not enough. And then he holds up his quarter bag and it just says Dance Dance Revolution on it.
What are you talking about?
You know what happened.
That never happened.
That happened several times.
What? Where?
At my barbershop that I go to all the time.
What barbershop? Oh, yeah, that one.
Did you have like the little pad and everything?
Oh yeah, I did.
I still have the pad.
Yeah.
I bet you would.
I still have my pad. It's a USB one.
I remember I wanted to get good at that, and I was like, this looks really stupid. I'm not going to play it no more.
And now...
What was your favorite song to play, and why was it that Butterfly? It's the Butterfly song, isn't it?
No.
It's the one that it's the Butterfly song that you used in your Naruto AMV.
No.
That will be linked in the description.
What is it?
It'll be...
What is
we
it?
all know.
What?
It's the Root Sandstorm.
Oh, yeah, that was on a DDR game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Fuck, I forgot it was. I'm so used to playing DDRA now, so it's like... whatever that song list is. And which is infinite because it keeps.
Now that we
getting
got
more.
rid of all the fodder, all the bad games, we get to the real stuff.
Oh God!
yeah.
Here we go.
We go with SpongeBob SquarePants, the Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Hey man,
That was a fucking treasure right there.
hey man, the speedrunning community on that game's amazing.
The thing is, I don't know if Will's serious or
No,
not.
I'm serious.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty. Is
Is
it?
there like a Summoning Salt episode all about it and everything?
I think so, but they're also like, at least from what I've seen so far, there some people in that community, the speedrunning community, are actually very like wholesome people. So like they are like, they'll find people who are streaming the game on Twitch and they'll be like, hey, there's a speedrunning trick in this level and I'll give you like $500 if you do the trick, and they sit there and help them do the trick.
Aw.
And whenever they get they actually follow through and give them the money.
So what you're telling me is that I can make money.
I can make
Duping- we could make money duping speedrunners.
It's time to con.
Oh my
But
God.
wasn't like Battle for Bikini Bottoms actually the decent game?
Yeah.
Okay,
It was the 3D platformer
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember there was one. It was just like everybody loved it.
It's
And I
that
think,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be that one.
And
Oh
let's
man.
see, the better San Andreas, Simpsons Hit and Run.
I actually never got to play that because I was too busy playing. I was too busy playing.
buy 4 eggs for
We worship the greed now.
The only thing,
Hey, neighbor. Watch out for that. Watch out for that grid over there.
Looks like we're gonna have to go tag. No.
Now we're gonna tag.
no, I'm not gonna tag. No, I'm not tagging. I'm not tagging. Anyways,
I'll tag.
I can't
Don't.
do a Homer voice right now. I'm like, sorry.
It's okay, Will. You can do the Homer voice.
I only played what's the Simpsons? I played the Crazy Taxi Simpsons game a lot on the
Road
GameCube.
Rage.
Road
Yeah.
Rage,
Oh, yeah.
I remember me and my brother earlier. We get kind of arguments all the time because he swore that the secret car that was just a little box on wheels, that was the fastest car. And I was like, no, the scientist man's car is the fastest. And we went into the gorge and we just like we had like a drag race. But I think like it was like I think they just had the same speed tier or something because like it was just like we both were just at the same time. Though I claimed to win because my car was like, ahead. He's like, I should have drove a little bit further so when we were both on the line. I was like, no, shut up, you're dumb.
Let's see. This one doesn't really apply to me. I kind of just like, if you guys have, it's WWE. any
Nah.
Oh no,
No?
didn't really play any of
We
those
have to get
ones.
a gorilla in here for
Yeah.
that one.
Okay, well then, backup plan B. Any like games with character creators you really liked?
Soul
Calibur.
Calibur 3.
Oh wait, that was on the PS2.
Yeah,
it was.
it was.
And it had the boob lady on it.
Yes.
I like that boob lady. I'm gonna go read that when I get home.
Firebird.
Firebird, I own a physical copy of it.
But yeah, Soul Calibur 3 had a really good character creator for the time. And what else had a character creator?
Pretty much the Tony Hawk games.
Oh, yeah.
They had a decent character creator.
I thought you were gonna bring up like one of those like Graffiti Kingdom games or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Graffiti Kingdom, like you make like a little weird animal creature, and then it goes in. It's like bad Pokemon, but like.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Go and make a weird blob monster, and then.
Yeah, you basically it was just a monster creation game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
for Sony, and it was supposed to be their answer to Pokemon.
That's cute.
Yeah, I remember like in PlayStation Magazine, like someone made like a Cartman, and it was just like, yeah, that's kind of clever. They were able to make a Cartman in it. All right. I think that it's kind of obvious. We kind of think that the PS2 was probably the best console of that generation.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love the GameCube a lot. It's probably my favorite, but if I gotta admit that PS2 lasted
So
forever.
The
and-
GameCube was also made during that era where everything was made on Nintendonium because that thing just did not die.
Yeah, it's still mine still works.
Yeah.
My
I believe,
Wavebird still works.
mine still works also, mostly
Yeah.
just the controls are buggy for whatever reason.
Yeah. All right. I guess this will just be the end of the show. Will, do you want to plug anything? You want to go and plug your Tumblr? Or...
I mean, why? I don't know why people would want to follow my Tumblr. I just read blog things most of the time.
Well, you know, you both got people following your Tumblr.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who would ever follow my
That
Tumblr?
handsome devil,
Yeah.
Mobster
Monster
Melodies.
and Kaufman.
Actually, no, I think Kaufman lurks on mine.
Kaufman followed me.
God damn it, Kaufman! Not letting me on your server and not following me. Frickin' lurker.
Remember, I took a screenshot. I went, "What the fuck?" Because he was
That's really
there.
great. That's
I'm
really
just like,
great
why
that
is this guy following me?
To be fair, though, like following me and you at the same time.
Yeah,
Nathan
that is
did.
true. That is true.
Like Niran was just like,
Yeah,
a
you're gonna
cat.
get a double teamed.
Yep.
Yeah,
Me too.
that sounds gross.
Yep.
Nathan, you got anything you want to plug?
Nope, not really, except that handsome devil, Mobster Melodies.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna stab me now.
He's gonna like track you down and
Yeah.
The scary part is, like, once he tracks Anthony down, he can easily track me down.
he can't track me down.
All right. So versus the uni, where can people find you? You want to go and plug anything? You want to go and say anything?
Give yourself a shout out.
Just
Yeah.
either-
Or
all-
5.
Just either Twitter, Tumblr, or the YouTube, all under the same name.
All under the same name.
Wow.
Yeah. Versus,
Yep.
Yeah. No,
Okay, so that's the username, all in the same name.
All in the same name.
Okay.
Hold on.
It's equal to all in the
Versus
family.
The uni. That's all of them have versus the uni.
Yeah, versus the uni. Go watch his shows. They're lovely. They're great background noise. Especially watch the one that me and Nathan were on. We say some horrible things. We do a
Yeah.
bit where we go and do a pizza party.
That
And
sounds amazing. Why
and-
can't... How come I can never have a schedule that lets me do that?
Because. Yeah.
Oh, later hours.
yeah, later hours was a lot of fun. I hope that we can do that again. I mean, Nathan's back from the dead, so
Dude,
know.
yeah, I am.
Can
I
I be
am.
on later hours eventually, maybe?
Yeah,
Possibly
sure.
Yeah.
someday?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
someday.
there's just a big wait list, and it takes
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, I know Ron Bolio's checking it also.
But
Yeah.
Ron Bolio knows me.
well, you know.
Oh, yeah, you said
But
that
yeah,
one
definitely
thing.
go check out Later Hours. It's hilarious. It's a great show. I love it. I'm glad that was beyond it. It was honestly an honor that you like kicked down my door and you're like, "Hey, do you want to be on my show?"
You kind of had to force me to say it. I was like, "Hey, I have free space," and you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, and like I was pointing the knife to your neck, and
And I was glad I was in the room.
Nathan just was there.
Yeah,
Uh,
as a casualty.
but yeah, thank you so much for listening to our show, guys. Remember to go and do all that usual YouTube stuff. Thank you so much.
Remember to
Thank-
like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Hit
Thank
that
you.
bell.
Hit that bell to be notified whenever
I
the
hate
next...
you too. I hate both of you.
Smash
What?
that like button.
Let's go for 10,000 likes.
No, shut the hell up! This isn't one of those shows.
We get 20,000 likes, then Anthony will drink the bug juice.
Gonna need those likes. I need to eat dinner, please.
Please, Will, do not put a bunch of obnoxious shit on the screen when you're doing this bit. All right, Renee, kill it for real before they talk more.
You guys are so cute.
But yeah, he was we just met on there and we just kind of like chatted every so often and then there was like voice chats every so often, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's mostly how we talked. That and then just like he had like his little show and I was like, oh man, this is like pretty funny. I really liked the part where they had the local, instead of a local blacksmith, it was a local blacksmith.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The local blacksmith.
Local blacksmith.
I was just like, you just happened to like the one episode that was extremely Mexican.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, man knows what he likes.
I'm the worst at that.
And what he likes is brown people.
I mean, I'm just saying. Also, you guys gotta have to talk a little so that way Renee knows how to balance you guys out.
Yep. Yeah.
He'll find out how to balance me like normal.
Oh, dang it. I was preparing for
There we go.
this.
Oh, you got something prepared?
Oh no.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
just
we're
a
being
list.
recorded.
Oh, you got a
Oh.
Just
list.
a list. I wrote out a
Oh
list
shit.
of like, all the games.
Oh,
Oh damn.
Oh,
Professional list in
Yeah.
blue ballpoint pen.
I got all
All
like
right,
the big
Anthony.
guns, like
0.5 thickness.
It's your favorite.
like
Yeah, it's my favorite.
look. I went all I got the big games like, Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Attack of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Twonkies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I have no clue
Ratatouille
what
the
that
game.
is.
I had no idea.
What is this?
It's gonna be a good show. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, High School Musical 3.
oh, that's a classic.
Yeah.
We'll go through each of those.
There we go.
All right, so Renee.
We have Wario Land.
yeah. So we'll just start off with you two doing your little shtick at the beginning,
Okay.
and then we'll just have like a little brief, just don't say anything, so that way I know where to edit in the intro, and then I'll just do the intro proper.
All right.
All right, so Renee, just whenever you want, give us a 3, 2, 1.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.